Hello, I'm Sheila with The Grateful Goddess, and with me today is Sunny Dawn Johnston. She's an inspirational speaker, a spiritual healer, and also a psychic medium.
That's me.
That's you. And she has a business called Sunlight Alliance. And back when we first met, you didn't have this business. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how that came to be and what your vision for business is?
How it came to be, well, it was just manifestation. Things just tend to fall into my lap when I think about them. As they do with most people, we just sometimes have a little extra resistance. But, you know, I started teaching classes, and I started seeing clients, and I started affirming that I wanted a space to be able to have people come to that felt safe to them, where they could share, where I could teach, and I didn't want it far from home. And so
it's a beautiful space. Well, she'll give you a tour a little bit later on, and she lives right next door. Yeah. So what could be more perfect?
Right. So it worked perfect. So we have the space to be able to do that, and you know, it really just did manifest out of my heart's desire, really, to just have a space that would work for people. And so the business has evolved. You know, I started Sunlight Alliance. I had not necessarily a building, but the space almost 10 years ago now. But I was just doing it more remotely and teaching and speaking and things like that. So now to have actually a building has worked out really well. And the vision of it really is to continue that, whether I'm teaching or not, having other, you know, I've started certification classes and things like that to get other teachers to be able to teach here as well. So we have yoga now, we have a massage therapist, we have people that will come in and teach other classes, so that it's not just me, because as I continue doing the work I'm doing and travel and away from here more, I need other people to be able to come in that can still hold the space. So the vision changes as we grow and evolve, and so it's in a transformational state right now of bringing other people in and having them be able to support the vision too.
Sure. So the other people, yoga, massage therapists, those sorts of things, but what are some of the classes that you offer from?
Well, I offer a certification class, so that's a 9-month, I call the Mind, Body, Spirit certification program. And it really just, in 9 months, I teach you everything I know, as much as I can get in 9 months. We teach, you know, like right now I've got a class on money as energy, and learning about how we can express our energy and manifest abundance. It's not always in the form of money, but certainly that's one that people are struggling with right now, a lot of people. I teach classes on communicating with your angels, energy work. I've got a mediumship class coming up this weekend on how to connect with deceased loved ones. So I really just get inspired, and whenever the inspiration hits me to teach a particular class, then I do that. One of my strongest classes, and one of the most popular ones besides the angel classes, is healing classes. It's like healing your life, and that's based on my experience with Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life, and so that's been a powerful class for many, many people that I think has been a door opener for so many.
And I think that is what I love. I've been to your angel class and taken some other things, and what you have been able to teach me, I've been able to go on to teach others. Absolutely. And I just love the ripple effect. And really, I think it's coming from Louise Hay.
Absolutely.
Teaching you, teaching me, teaching others.
Absolutely.
And I just love the way that works. So.
Well, when we share it, you know, when you share it with an open heart, which has always been my goal, is I'm just taking what I learned at a young age. Thank God it was a young age. A lot of those things. And really putting that out there in a way that, you know, not that this is right or wrong, it's just my experience based on what I learned. And then absolutely that's the goal, is that everyone goes out there, because we're all teachers. So everyone goes out there and teaches in their own way. Maybe it's to one person, or maybe it's to a classroom.
And I love the beauty of this space and to being able to have things in person. But what I've also noticed in terms of your being able to be expansive is being able to do things online, so that people outside of this area. So can you talk a little bit more about that as well?
Sure. Yeah, we started a couple of years ago. I started recording the classes, and because I had people that were, you know, in Wisconsin, in Louisiana, and in New York that wanted to be able to attend but couldn't, so I just recorded them on a video camera, just like we're doing. And the sound wasn't very good, and you know, it was a challenge, but we did it just to be able to offer it. And then this year, the ladies that work with me, my musician that does all my music for my bigger conferences. She's also my website designer. Her and her partner moved here, and so when they moved here, I had the opportunity to have someone that knew what they were doing in the technical realm, and so we, installed microphones and have the entire online streaming, so that now we can reach anybody anywhere in the world through just signing up online through their computer. So now anyone can take the classes, which has been a great opportunity at being able to share, and we're learning how. I do a lot of interactive stuff, and that's one of the things I'm known for. And so when somebody's online and they're at home, they can't always do as much of the interaction. So there's absolutely, for someone that doesn't have the opportunity, it's great. It's better than nothing. But for people that get the opportunity to be here, of course, they would choose to be in the physical presence. But it's a expensive ticket to fly every week for a class. So
it is, but it's so well worth it.
Right, there you go. So this is the other option.
Yes, yes. Okay, so you also talked about how your classes are very much what Spirit moves you to do. A lot of times you don't spend a lot in preparation. It's what you're guided to teach at the moment in time. Can you talk to that in terms of how do we get to that place of really being in the present and not feeling as though we need to be so prepared for everything that we do?
Well, I learned the hard way. Okay. I tend, especially in the past, I tended to be someone that liked to have everything down, everything organized, everything put together. And really what happened is when I started teaching, I would have it all organized. I'd get up there and Spirit would just change it right in the middle of my talk. And I think, wait a minute, this is what it wasn't what I was going to talk about. And I was so focused on what I thought the message was supposed to be that I would miss the message that was coming in. And so it took me, a few classes and a few times of making that entire preparation and then being frustrated because I didn't get through my lists. And then finally, in meditation, I just really got that it's not about what you're writing, it's about the energy that you are presenting to the people that are there. And so for me, because I'm an empath and because I'm a feeler, I need to feel the energy of the people. So I actually... probably shouldn't say this, but it's true. I don't prepare ever. I think my life is what's prepared me. So in my teaching, I will share experience and knowledge and understanding, and even understanding that I don't even have that will just come through to the audience that is before me. And so, I might have some exercises that I would like to do, or I might have some poems that I might want to read, or things like that. But as far as prep, otherwise, I'm doing more what I think needs to be done versus what Spirit's calling for those people. So it wasn't easy. It was not easy, especially for someone that would like to be in control, I had to let go of control and just say, okay, I'm going to trust you. And when I started doing some of the bigger events and started having, 500 or 600 people in front of me, and I was thinking, okay, now I'm just going to trust that what's going to come out of my mouth is going to be the right thing. And there were times where I was like, maybe I'll just write it down, and it just didn't work. But it took me a while to get there. So I would just say, you got to trust. Right. Trust. Okay. Kind of like you're doing the interview. I mean, you don't have notes with you. You probably had things you thought that might be questions to ask, but once you get there, you go with whatever comes at that time.
Right. Right. Well, that's great. And I think a lot of the people who are part of the Goddess community are people who are moving into their life purpose, and I feel like you've arrived at really what you have been meant to do in this world. Do you have tips or techniques or things to help guide people to really achieving what they're here on Earth to do?
I think the most important tip is to listen within. For me, I probably could have started doing this 10 years earlier if I would have listened, but I had my own ideas of the way things were supposed to be, and I had my own fears about stepping into my power and into my gifts and having everybody know, how woo I was, and so
in terms of not wanting them to know,
right? Not wanting them to know at that time, that was in my early 20s, and
it impedes growth, doesn't it?
It sure does, and it just that's the way is if you don't listen, then you just kind of stay stuck there.